We interrupt our program to bring you this important message.
Super Desperation Radio! Go!
Oh, man, we're wrong for that one.
What are you talking about?
Oh, man. I mean, I'm not going to say that I'm making fun of anybody. Streaming is indeed a blow-up, so I do not pretend that I am better at it than anybody else. But, man, that picture is just great for everything.
I am very stretched out, Chris.
Yeah, I told you.
We're joking. Goddamn.
Hey, do you want the old one? Do you want the old one back? It's Big Gibby. All right, I'll fix you up in a second.
Big Gibby.
Big Gibby's back in the building.
I used to be Big Gibby. I was fat. Goddamn. But anyway, not these days. Now I'm just out of shape. And yeah, I'm fat. What am I saying? So how's it going, everybody?
It's going pretty good.
Welcome to another exciting episode of Super Desperation Radio, where this week we don't have an additional beard to talk beards with.
That's true. There's one less beard.
I mean...
But that's okay, because we actually have a decent amount to talk about.
I think so. I think we have a few things to talk about. A couple of, some huge issues and some newer, not so large issues and some funny stuff. It's a fairly variety-friendly show today.
That picture.
Can I talk about this burrito that I had earlier?
Yes, I've been wanting to hear about this.
You've been talking.
Really upset.
All right, go for it.
This burrito, it was given to me as a gift. Okay, that's fine. And I was happy, but then I found out it was like a quarter of a burrito. So I ate it, and it was fucking good. And then I wanted a whole burrito, but there were no whole burritos.
Oh.
But what I had earlier was the Popeyes $5 box, and like more than half a dozen eggs, and then that burrito, and then I was like, man, I still need some.
Your Popeyes had the $5 box?
Yes, and not the $5 box. This deal that they started today.
Yeah, I went there and they didn't have no signs for it or anything in mine.
Oh, mine did. People did not like the county fair wings or whatever shit they were called.
Yeah.
But hey, we got this. Oh, hey, I'm Grant. Look at that.
Yeah, I'm trying to fix you up right now. Keep talking.
Yeah, so this was a pretty action-packed weekend. There was stuff going on in France, stuff going on in Canada, stuff going on all over the world, really. And I think Sunfest was the big show. I wanted to make a correction from last week, because the CPT site is trash. And I looked up the European sector for the CPT site, and it definitely says Sunfest wasn't on there, because it was on the Premier section only, not the European section. So Sunfest was definitely a Premier tournament, and I was on the show last week saying, hey, why isn't this shit a Premier tournament? This is like the biggest goddamn tournament in France. In Europe, really, but yeah. That was my bad for not knowing how to navigate a bad website. So yeah, that was definitely a Premier tournament that Momochi won.
Finally.
Yeah, someone that isn't Infiltration won a Premier tournament, huh?
I mean, it was bound to happen one way or the other, right?
Yeah. And then you have his EG cohort, one Justin Wong, just dominating everything in North America right now.
Can't be stopped, dude. And Justin Wong with a character who's...
Yeah.
He is using a character that a lot of people have... It's very controversial, I'll say. Probably the next most controversial character next to Mika, Cardine. Nobody can really decide if she's good, if she's bad, if she excels at certain things, or if it's just like all paper tiger shit, you know? People are just scared of her.
Decent.
That's what I say. I think she's decent. As a Cardine player, I think she's decent. And Justin is just playing on a level that is like above anything we've seen from him in Street Fighter 4 so far. It might just be that he got, the Wong factor working for him. I don't know what it is, but people are dropping sets to him and just giving up on life. We saw Julio basically pull the exact opposite of DreamHack and destroy the Nash Trinity, or I guess it was a duo because it was just Champ and Ricky. And yeah, he just put boots in their asses very convincingly, and got wrecked by Justin again.
Yeah, Justin just gave him a sound thrashing. I think that's the best way to put it. Julio had one round that he could have won, but Justin just threw out. He saw him whiff something, and he threw out a super, and he got him. I don't think Julio took a single round that set.
Dude, that run up feint was like, I watched that happen. It was almost like in slow motion. Where I was like, oh shit, he's broken. And Justin answered with super, and I'm like, wow, even worse.
Yeah, like I don't think there's any argument against Justin being the best in the States or in North America right now. Like, he has destroyed everyone.
Yeah.
Except you. He hasn't played you yet.
Except me, obviously, because I'm just a commentator, and he doesn't want to get embarrassed, so we're not even going to go down that route. But
yes, because he would be the one getting embarrassed, actually.
I mean, I'm not going to be embarrassed if I lose to Justin. It'll be like, par for the course. But if he loses to me, like,
you've got nothing to lose?
Exactly, right? That's like, I could make a T-shirt that literally says, like, give me dim points after that.
Wow. You're just that big of a scumbag, huh?
I am that big of a scumbag.
Go a little bit of Hollywood, and now you're just the biggest
I learned from the best in NorCal, baby.
Oh, my Lord.
But
this is why we don't allow you to commentate.
I had many opportunities to. I didn't do anything this weekend. It's okay, though. But still, that was an interesting tournament. We actually saw some people's frustration with the game come to a head. Some notable players, such as PR Balrog, exclaiming his dismay for the game, tweeting out, "This game sucks."
But doesn't he use Nakali? People say like he's like the easiest character.
Well, he's using Ryu now, isn't he?
Oh, I don't know. I didn't pay much attention to.
He's using the best character in the game, and he still thinks it sucks. And I mean, I'm not
the best character in the game now.
Ryu is probably the strongest character in the game.
Ryu,
according to the majority of tier lists, he's up there. He and Chun are top 2 on almost every tier list.
I guess I literally pay no attention to this game now. That's okay.
I mean,
and then the only variant in every tier list is Karen. Some people have her top 5, other people have her mid.
Huh.
Yeah.
And I know Justin has her as like 3rd or 4th.
Who caught him?
Yeah. I remember looking at all the tier lists that people made, and it was kind of interesting to see it because you see there's Chun, Nakali, Rue, Nash. Those 4 are in almost everyone's top 4,
Definitely.
top 5, and then some have Karen, some have Mika.
Like, those 2 are interchangeable, I feel. And against each other, they're actually having like a very heated discussion on who wins that.
Yeah. And then everyone tells me that Cammy and Vega are the same character. I'm going to be honest, I have no idea what they mean by that. I think Cammy does
some stuff that Vega wants to do a lot better than he does. Like, punish with stand roundhouse. Like, if somebody DPs and he wants to crush counter afterwards, like, he's not getting it.
Well, I don't know.
I don't know. I'm paid to talk about this game now, so.
Premier Capcom.
Shout out to Capcom.
Capcom
Still can't commentate a premiere event though. That's okay. I'll let my brother Ski Sonic take all the honors.
See, you can't commentate a premiere event, but you know what else you can't do at a premiere event? Sponsored by a pornographic sponsor.
Or anybody that Capcom deems inappropriate. Basically.
Inappropriate. So yeah. I guess with the inclusion of other.
That's not true. There's an addendum to that.
There is an addendum to that. When did that come out?
You can still play, but they will not show or make allusion to sponsor.
So they said what they said was, and the tweet should be on the Capcom Fighters Twitter. It was something to the effect of, anyone can enter. For now, anyone can enter, but we're not going to show your sponsor if we deem it inappropriate. And they're going to look into the rules or look into this a bit further to try to figure out what they're going to do with it in the future. So I guess that's progress. I don't know.
At least they're willing to talk about it, right? At least they're saying we're going to look. You know?
Yeah.
Some people are just like, I'm not even gonna fucking look at it, man. Like, why should I?
Well, because it's we discussed this before. Like, when was it? Like 3 weeks ago, 4 weeks ago, maybe. It's dumb.
It is dumb. It's extremely dumb. And
I hate saying this. The only thing I could think of, the only thing I think the only reason I think this is a rule is because of Twitch.
That would.
I really do think that.
The bylaws right now are something that. Well, first of all, the bylaws for Twitch haven't been updated in what, like 6 years?
Ever.
Or ever? Like
No, they were updated. You cannot be shirtless.
Well,
which is why I wear this guy here.
Unless you're Oliver Ling.
Unless you're Oliver Ling and you look beautiful without a shirt on.
Yeah, Oliver Ling or Punko.
Oliver Ling could be.
Okay, yeah, all right. Unnecessary pepperoni, you know. They obviously are dealing with, you know, some outdated systems here. I believe, at least. I don't think they're dealing with people that are like, you know, are dealing with elements that they have actually looked at, and they probably. I wouldn't be surprised if Twitch forgot that they had that rule against pornographic companies.
No, I doubt they forgot that.
You think they didn't forget that? Because it almost seems like when you got teams like YP showing up that, like, because obviously these guys are allowed to stream on Twitch, right?
Yeah.
And they're streaming non-objectionable content. It's, I don't know, it feels kind of weird. Like,
I still say make them a subsidiary, make a new company, call them PYT.
That's what I said. But
simple as that.
We all know that this isn't entirely about getting the ability to play and run players in the tournament. It's about principle of it all. Obviously, Team YouPorn could just make a non-offensive, quote-unquote offensive, subsidiary that, you know, was very much within the bylaws of Twitch. And I mean, you could argue they've already done that with Team YP. I mean,
that's what I was going to say. Team YP is a completely different entity to YouPorn.
Right.
Yeah.
So it's not going to happen. Like, no matter what they do, unless they create another team and become an angel investor to that team, there's no way.
That's like the only way. Yeah.
They're going to allow it.
And they'll have to, like, and they'll have to change it. They won't be able to make any allusion to YouPorn whatsoever.
Yeah.
And so
it sucks for the players.
And at that point, they can still do that. It's still a doable thing. Like, and a lot of people probably do that and don't even care. But for Team YP, it's obviously a personal thing, you know? Like, I feel like, and I'm not against them on that. Like, I kind of feel like, hey, my money was good enough for, like, you know, these other events. Now all of a sudden you realize I got boobs on my fucking website. Like,
you know, this is the shit that I was talking about a little bit with Gibby earlier before that pisses me off. It's like, we're going to have, you know, the Steam Co., nicotine and tobacco entities. We're going to have, you know, Bud Light, booze, both of which, like, you know, 21, 18, California's pushing the smoking age to 21, you know, might happen nationwide. People could still watch porno at 18, and somehow that is the bigger problem than this stuff. Like, what makes the difference, you know? The only
thing I can think of, and I was actually joking about this last night or a couple days ago, was technically those things are not accessible to anybody below 18, you know, by law. But, and I'm not saying this is right, obviously, but, you know, people can kind of, you know, get inspired by pornography and, like, you know, do shit on their own at any age. That's the only reason. And that's something that I believed since, you know, I was a kid, is like, you know, you can't get beer without going through certain channels. You can't, you know, get cigarettes. You can't gamble without going through certain channels. You know, but if you know a girl who's down to fuck, you can fuck at fucking 12.
Yeah.
Or you can say, I want to try something that sounds porno.
I know my dad drinks fucking, he's got a 24 pack of beer in the fridge. I could take one beer. You know, nobody's going to fucking know.
Yeah. But even then, it's got to be in the house, right?
I mean, but Chris, that's the same argument that people say that people shouldn't be allowed to play violent video games or watch violent movies.
It is, and that's why I think it's fucking. I mean, I do believe it's fucking ridiculous.
None of that has ever actually.
It's got no correlation
out in scientific studies.
I agree, and that's why I think it's bullshit. But that's what I think. That's the only argument they have.
It's really weird. It's just like I think the biggest issue is how people are trying to come up with a reason why not, as opposed to having to have people take responsibility for, like, hey, did you know that if you educate someone on, like, a lot of different shit, it's a lot better than just, you know, ignoring it altogether? Fucking, you could be 18 and buy a gun or a shotgun. You know, you could potentially go kill people too for the same age, but no porno, no titties. You know, keep that shit at home.
It just feels like this is just another continuation of the outdated rules and laws that we have for a lot of different technological constraints.
It's not just that; it's also media, entertainment. Like,
it's society,
the '90s in general saw like a huge leap in terms of like what you could say on TV, but as far as what you could show, that still was lagging behind. It took until HBO said, "Hey, we're going to run TV series," before we could even see tits on TV. Yeah. And now that we can see it all the time, it's like, why was this such a big deal?
I mean, I understand that people are like, "Oh man, pornography can be seen as deviant," and a company doesn't really necessarily want that associated with it. When drinking and smoking, that's an everyday occurrence. People smoke a pack a day. To
be fair,
in reality, people look at porno every fucking day, every second of the day. People got their phones now; they whip that shit up. Oh man!
Have you seen Twitter lately? I mean,
it's not even porno. Like, it's just be like, "Yo, man, check out these 70 Instagram girls I follow where I can almost see a titty. Like, I almost got a one pixel areola in this shot. This is fucking amazing."
I've seen a couple where you can just see the full thing and they don't even give a shit.
That's what I'm saying. Like, it definitely is. Like, it's first of all. There's a lot of shit that just needs to change.
I get what they're going for, though.
But from a corporate standpoint, I get it. It's not something you want, but it's just like, this is kind of more of like a question of, like, again, society as opposed to, because as a corporation, you want to have the most PR family-friendly, appearance as possible. And, people don't take drinking and smoking so bad,
Well, it's because those things are very, those things are actually, despite what they say, they're very family friendly. Drinking and smoking are extremely family friendly in terms of.
No, it's not that. Drinking and smoking are cool.
Yeah. Oh yeah,
that's what it is.
Yeah,
that's why I've never been
cool, but it's cool and family friendly. I mean, like, you can run beer commercial ads during NFL fucking games, and it'll be right after, like, be a star, don't be a bully commercials. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So it's it's extremely family friendly.
If I remember right, there was like a Super Bowl or like the playoffs where they played a bunch of truth commercials, and right after the truth commercials comes up, the king of beers.
King of beers. Now, they won't run cigarette commercials because that's just like, everybody hates cigarettes except for.
Well, no, they won't run cigarette commercials because Joe Camels did.
Exactly. Like, they won't. That's just a law in general. But like, in terms of beer and like what they'll use to sell beer, which is sex anyway, like.
Oh yeah.
But
they use sex to sell burgers. Like those.
They do. They use sex to sell burgers, and they have some super cute girl eating a disgusting burger in front of you, like. Yeah.
There's like some backwards thought, like, still going on. So it's a weird situation,
Oh, we lost Gibby
again. Yeah, Gibby's video feed is dead.
Yep, we didn't need him.
Yeah, I'm fixing.
All right.
But yeah, it's just like it's still just a weird cultural issue, more likely, and that's fine. I understand. It's just like, to outright ban him, like, you act like the dude's gonna walk up and he's just gonna start throwing DVDs to the crowd and fucking flashing dicks and titties and shit.
I mean, he might. You never know. That might be part of his contract.
I think it's gonna happen more often than not, because like, we can't say Team YP, we're not gonna make allusion to it, but the dude's gonna come up in a fucking suit and tie, 3-piece Team YP logos all over the place, got a fucking top hat, got a fucking boater or some shit, handing out flyers,
free dildos,
Yeah, it's more like hey, this is my sponsor. I mean, honestly, how many of these motherfuckers actually advertise what they're sponsoring anyways? They're just an existing entity. I don't see people walking out and be like, check out Razer, fucking go get the Black Widow, go get the fucking this and that. Yeah, fuck yeah.
Yeah, they know better than to say, hey, go check out YouPorn for this new, like, Bang Bus video. It's like,
yeah.
That's
Wait,
just
what?
not
That's
gonna
what
happen.
new Bang Bus video is?
I mean, I don't know.
Damn.
You can find a bootleg of it there for all
behind on the times.
You can find the Bang taxi. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know.
Anyways, but also on top of that, they also instituted another rule, which was no gambling. And I didn't read it, but I wanted. Did anybody who read this carefully, did they say no gambling or did they say no illegal gambling? Because if they said no gambling in general,
they basically said no betting.
No betting, basically. So what are they going to do about Evo?
If you are caught, you will be removed, and you might be banned.
Well, I imagine, is that for like anybody just at an event, or is that like the players?
You would assume it's
It
anybody at the
specify,
event.
if I remember
Yeah.
correctly.
Yeah.
It's not specified like here. Let's go gambling. Let's read it. Gambling is prohibited in and or around the event hall. Any player that gambles on the property will be immediately ejected from the tournament and may be banned.
But what if we're playing in the
Wow.
fucking casino?
Well, see, this is the thing. The only tournament where gambling has been hinted at as being official so far is Evo,
Right.
and this could put a huge damper on that.
That's
And
what I'm
people are looking
saying.
forward to it. Because Joey was talking about possibly having odds,
sportsbook
on
odds,
top
yeah.
8. Yeah, like in the sports booking thing. That's cool. People wanted that because that's something that the people want to do. They want to bet on this shit.
Not only that, but it actually brings in a market that we just don't have right now, which is like fuckers who like betting on stuff, and that's a lot of
Yeah.
people.
It just hit me right now. It could be different. So probably within the event hall. So Sunday top 8 for all the games, you cannot bet in there. But there's going to be a booking room like a booking station outside of the event hall that you can make bets at probably. And technically, that's a loophole they can go around. You can bet outside of the event hall, but not inside.
I mean, that's fine. I guess they don't want to see somebody throwing money around on the camera or whatever, but
Who will win the knife round?
it's
Who will get first?
Yeah. Also,
still kind of a bad thing to just throw out there when
Yeah.
we're just now beginning to talk about this with the gaming commission itself, you know?
Well, no, you want to know what's worse? The Pro Tour has been going on for what, 2-3 months now,
Yeah.
and the official rules just came out.
Well,
That's-
officially.
That's yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna
officially.
say. Apparently, the way they posted the rules, they already had the rules as a document. They just hadn't released them to the public.
Yeah, that's stupid.
I mean, I'm not disagreeing with you, but I'm just clarifying.
Oh, I it's just really bad look on them, and it sucks for the players who expected like different things or whatever. Here we are with rules and shit. It's like, oh, hey, cool, we have rules. That's nice. It's some shit we need. But then you get to reading these rules. It's like, it would have been nice knowing some of this shit beforehand, especially the
Yeah,
the
for
or
sponsors.
not the U-porn, but the pornographic sponsor thing, because you have 2 players who signed. I think when did Valmaster and Filipino Man sign? It was before CPT, right?
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
definitely before the season.
Yeah, it would have been nice having this or having these rules.
Well, shit.
What,
Like,
February?
Filipino man is ranked. He's got points.
Oh yeah, he is.
So,
But still, as of right now, he's still able to enter and play. It's just he's not going to be YP Filipino Man. He's just going to be redacted Filipino Man. That's it.
again, I think this is almost a personal thing when it's just like, you got YP paying for his entry and travel, and to not have him be able to advertise is just a slap in the face to them. It's not really a compromise on Capcom's part,
Mhm.
It's almost like,
Oh,
hey,
no, definitely not.
yeah, it's just like, hey, you gave us your money, and we are not gonna come through on our end of the deal.
Well, I mean, even that, the big issue aside with YP is that some of these rules, if you read them over, are pretty vague.
Yeah.
Like, there's definitely a rule against swearing at all. Like,
I'm
it just says no swearing. So technically, if you like pump your fist and yell "fuck," they can actually infract you.
Wow.
And all this shit about the no thuggery of any kind.
What is that, man? I don't even know what it's about.
I don't know. What is thuggery? I don't know.
We're
There's
not
a
against
big-
rap.
There's a
Not
big
against
dome of
rappers.
stuff they put down where it's like no swearing, no thuggery. Like because the entire point of what they're saying is they don't want people to get harassed, like a lot of harassment while playing. But what they've also sort of done is remove the idea of shit talking. Because basically, if you read all those rules, they basically say you can't shit talk
I mean, yeah,
in
that's what I
so
got
many
from it.
words.
Yeah, so the code of conduct here says, tournament, if you do any of this, you forfeit all potential prizes. Inappropriate behavior includes swearing, screaming, or threats. Screaming. Okay, we all scream at tournaments.
Everybody
Harassment.
does.
Yeah, harassment, I get that, but the problem is shit talking in a playful way can be seen as harassment. Violence, yeah, there's no, I get that. Collusion, cheating of any sort through any means.
These are legit.
Yeah, intentionally delaying or slowing gameplay, intentionally disconnecting network cables, intentionally interrupting network connectivity. Wow, intentionally interrupting network connectivity.
Wow, how do we even do that? Like
Any other known and unknown manner to be tampering with gameplay, any other type of conduct deemed inappropriate on Capcom's sole decision. And the other section says, tournament organizers have a zero-tolerance policy towards violence, threats of violence, intimidation, and any other form of thuggery. Any threats of violence, extreme intimidation, or violence of any kind will result in an immediate and a lifetime ban.
From Capcom events, right?
Prohibited. What's up?
Like that lifetime ban from Capcom events.
Well, you would assume only Capcom events.
Yeah, I mean, they
Yeah.
can't ban anybody from anything else.
Yeah, like they can say, oh, you guys are banned from CPT, and then you show up to like
CEO or some shit.
CEO, and Jabali's like, oh, hey, welcome, buddy. Don't play on the Capcom stuff. You're not allowed. That's it.
Yeah, exactly.
Get out of here, buddy.
That side of the room is not for you.
Man, that'd be
It's
fucking
just-
mortifying.
Now, don't get me wrong. I understand what these rules are supposed to prevent. It's basically they don't want any real problems, like actual problems, like we've seen in the long ago with people getting into scuffles and shit like that. But I don't think that's the problem that is going to happen. So I think the rules needed to be more specific than they are now.
Yeah, they need to delve deeper into it and
What
break
did
it
they need
down
to
and not be so goddamn vague.
I think they needed to have a look at what they were actually trying to prevent. Like, do they have any hard evidence that any of this was taking place and causing an issue with their events? Like so far, I hadn't heard of anybody just being such a huge thug that it just grinded the whole event to a halt while they tried to do it out of the damn venue.
Yeah, seriously.
Maybe that happened somewhere like that nobody heard of, or at a smaller event that was maybe point ranking, but I hadn't heard anything about anything like, like pop-offs, swearing, shit. Like even the gambling, I hadn't heard anybody in excessive gambling that was just like appearing on stream and just ruining the image of or the integrity of the game. So I kind of feel like this was just something that they threw together maybe like a year ago, and they never bothered to bring it out because they're like, wow, this is like not what we need to be talking about right now. Mm-hmm. But because of the YP issue, it had to come out, and they got to catch all the cards while it falls with it.
The only thing that we've seen on stream and seen like proof of or whatever is definitely gambling, because people mention it on stream, which is bad.
Yeah, I mean,
you know how I feel about that.
That has always been a bad look.
Yeah.
Like when you have commentators basically making side bets, that's never been a good.
Yeah.
You have two types, and like here, I'll use K-Brad and Mike Ross from an event like I think a month ago. They did it perfectly. They did side bets on like, hey, if this happens, you got to do like 200 push-ups or something, or you owe me dinner later. That's fine. There's no money exchanging hands. But then you have commentators saying like, oh yeah,
what about Nasser? Yeah, I'm talking about Nasser losing like $1 million and shit.
I didn't see Nasser, but like this past weekend, one of the events that happened, commentators are definitely talking about people in the background gambling and getting hype, and you could see it. And I'm like, oh shit, really? Like, don't do this.
Even Vi is against that shit.
No, but that's the thing. You have to be, because it's illegal to gamble. Simple as that. Like it just is. It's something we're used to doing, but now that we're getting bigger, we need to understand that it's not something we can do everywhere.
There's a couple other things that we can understand also, but we'll just keep going on this one.
Like there are several events where the rule has always been you cannot gamble, and I think EVO was one of those events. And people don't seem to know and or care.
I don't think
the
it's
thing about it is that in the past it hasn't mattered.
Yeah,
and
now it's a big issue.
Now that there's a lot more eyes, people are going to be a lot more strict about that.
Mm-hmm.
I think what's more bothersome than the side betting thing is a lot of these like no screaming, no yelling, stuff like that, because that's some bullshit.
Yeah.
Like you're going to tell people that they can't get loud and scream when they win or when they're rooting for their friends and stuff like that. Like, dude, I'm sorry. I'm not going to go sit in a goddamn any kind of room and fucking do polite applause Like,
I mean,
I'm watching in front of a live studio audience or some shit like that. Like,
what
come
kind
on,
of
dude.
audacious thing that probably could have never happened, like getting kicked out of an esports event for cheering? Who's that ever happened to? I mean, how could that even happen?
Well,
Maybe it might have been Sanchez.
Oh yeah, that's right. It was exactly that.
I mean, they're just trying to like avoid like FGC hooligans and shit. Like somebody takes their shirt off and like pounding beer or something.
Somebody needs to really check esports on like what actually happens in real sports, because they want to emulate real sports, but they want us to watch like golf. That's the sport
they want to watch
us
like
emulate.
and golf is rowdy as fuck now.
No,
You don't want a fighting game black hole or anything like that?
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. I'll throw this out there. They want to emulate real sports. I'm a Raider fan.
Yeah.
I can teach you some things. All right, Capcom, just let me go up there. Me and I got a buddy. His name's Sebastian. We can talk.
Sebastian probably told them already. They were like, we don't want that kind of thuggery.
Yeah, he probably
Maybe
has.
that's what they're talking about, thuggery. They don't want the black hole thuggery up in there.
Wow.
It's
Wow.
possible.
No Raider fans, huh?
No Raider fans in Capcom. They're all.
I'm cool with that rule.
They're all from fucking Midwest, man. You got Hans, you got Mike. They're from Midwest. They don't listen. They don't watch Raiders. Just saying.
But if you watched any sport, you see those people getting loud and getting.
Yeah, it is part of the fun.
Curling, dude.
You don't even need to see. You listen. You just listen to the crowd. They lose their shit. Here. You have. There's a reason it's called home field advantage, because your home team is just cheering and going nuts when the other team has the ball.
Like biggest sport right now, NBA, right? And part of the NBA is like home field advantage, like you said. And these fucking people in the audience will fucking distract the hell out of a free throw. Like that's part of the like whole. That's like that thing is so ingrained in the game. They sell you shit to distract the fucking free throw guy with now. Mm-hmm. Like they have like brand name fucking like wavy things.
If you go back,
they have thunder sticks at these places, and I know some tournaments have had thunder sticks in the past, including NCR this past year.
What about that horrible team, Seattle, and their 12th man?
Oh yeah, right.
Yeah.
And people whined and bitched about that. Ban that shit, please.
No, it makes no sense. Like, where's the excitement? How are we going to express ourselves? Are we just going to golf clap it? Like, hey, yeah, good job. You definitely just thoroughly thrashed that young man with a perfect, and you won this tournament.
Yeah, it's like, are we actually all going to go there dressed in suits too? I mean, come the fuck on.
I mean, if it was SBO, maybe shit.
So, it's really frustrating that this is a thing, and this is sort of like, because we've always talked about this as more and more people are coming into fighting games and the events are getting bigger. We've already talked about the quote unquote professional word being thrown around, which is just another way of saying, hey, keep it really white, basically. And here it is again. I mean, that's really what it is. Like,
I mean, you white guys be getting hyped too, though, so I don't even know if that's a good thing.
Everybody goes nuts.
Yeah.
Don't matter.
Have you seen white people try to get hyped? We don't get hyped very well.
I mean, when it comes
to white people play hockey before, and they go.
Yeah, man. Like when it comes to hockey, soccer, baseball.
Oh yeah, hooligans.
Jesus.
The whole hooligan and
hooligans and ruffians.
Oh man,
thuggery.
Australians.
Australians.
Look, don't say Australians. Just say what you really mean. Spider Carnage.
I saw Spider Carnage at Evo. I was always had my hand on my wallet, and I was just like, this guy, man. He gave me these Tim Tams, and they're really good, but I think it's a distraction.
He laced them. First I put him to sleep, and then I get his wallet all right. Hook him right in the gamma.
It sucks for so many reasons. And I understand certain things from a business standpoint need to be conducted in a specific way, but not this. This is different. Like, yeah, I get it. It's making money. It is a business, but it's an uncontrolled environment. You can't sit here and put rules on the fans. You can't sit here and put rules on the people watching. Because the way the rules are is, like you said earlier, Paul, they're vague as shit. And if Hellpocket's being himself, and as you all know, he's loud as shit. And he's just sitting there screaming for, like, say, his Huda man at a tournament. Oh, well, sorry, sir, you need to get out of here. You're being rather loud. And
I punched the shit out of somebody.
How does that affect
You're breaking the thuggery law right now, guy.
You know,
You wanna
like,
see some
what if a
thuggery?
commentator goes,
You trying to interrupt me cheering for Huda Man? You gonna see some thuggery, baby? Like,
Yeah, but
no,
like,
seriously,
what
like,
do
how does that affect commentating? Like,
yeah, no,
commentators can't get
no
no bionic arm moment.
No. You got to remember, commentators are excluded from the rule because they need to make it exciting. However, the players cannot make it exciting by going nuts when they win. This is like, yeah, I won Evo.
This sounds kind of like some ISP
Yeah, exactly.
garbage.
Just like, yes.
This is some straight
Really
up
quietly.
ISP. I think they were so happy when Momochi won because he was just like,
He had no idea he won.
be like that guy. Be like Momochi.
He's like, oh,
please.
there's one more match, Fudo. One more match. Fudo's like, nah, son, you won.
over.
You got this. It's like, oh.
Please don't beat my ass again. You know who we need to talk to about this? We need to talk to Hans.
Yeah.
Hans
Oh, he'll be
is the person who probably
I
has
don't
the
know,
most
it's just-
answers for us.
It's whatever. It's just I really don't like the homogenization, the boring like.
Well, I am.
You can watch, but you can't go nuts.
I
Pretty
would-
soon we're gonna have Xbox One cameras when we're watching Twitch to being like, you're getting too excited at home, cutting the stream.
Yeah.
For your safety, we're cutting everything off.
Here's the other problem. In some cases, people feel that Capcom sets the standards for a lot of these major events in terms of their rule set, their production. Like you see a lot of these other like Mortal Kombat, KI. They tried to do something similar to Capcom, but with their own twist. Some people feel that maybe KI, Mortal Kombat, and whatever like Tekken does in the future, maybe KOF, they might adopt some of these rules.
Yeah.
And it's like, this is what Capcom's doing. Let's see if we can do the same thing.
Yeah,
let's just take their rules and boom, it's going to become the standard. That's
Shoot,
gonna
I think
suck.
they would probably do the opposite, seeing the reaction, man. Just to
the only one,
capitalize.
the only scene I have faith in right now is KI because the people running it, they want people to lose their shit. They want people to go nuts.
Get loud.
They hold like public betas, like, oh hey, this new character. What do you think of Gragos? Yo, Gragos is sick. All right, everyone, scream. That's it. You just have like the loud applause, scream music on there.
Scream.
Yeah, exactly. And then you have the polar opposite right now with Capcom. I was like, hey, yo, like.
No, the polar opposite's Riot.
What did you say, Riot?
The polar opposite is Riot for sure. People,
oh yeah, no, I was using fighting games.
Yeah.
Not talking about Mr. Riot.
Mr. Riot don't want you dropping any
Mr.
four-letter
Riot's gonna
words.
come and get us if we're not careful.
I will see Mr. Riot in the streets.
Mr. Riot's got microphones in the floor so he can hear you shout those four-letter words, and when he hears it, it's like it ejects you from the stadium.
Damn.
That's what I heard, man. ESPN's all on top of it too, right?
I heard that rumor. I don't know what the heck's going on with that. I didn't read it.
Some
so.
conflicting reports apparently. So they had that report saying that ESPN was about to go all in with them for like $500 million for broadcasting rights, and it was like everybody fucking went nuts. And then an article on Engadget came out saying that that's not what is happening at all. I think they were already in talks for doing some kind of cross promotion thing with ESPN, but as far as I know, ESPN is still not committed to broadcasting anything esports related.
It could have just been somebody got caught wind of negotiations and tried to run with it as the final decision.
Right?
So.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what usually happens.
So
Gotta break the news first,
don't want to burst anybody's bubble.
About to be the first to break it.
But wait, hold on. Since you were mentioning Gargos, I have to talk about that character.
Yeah,
I didn't see the
transition,
whole
damn it.
thing. I didn't see the whole thing, but that character looks silly as fuck.
Yeah.
Like, he looks so good. I am confused.
Mm-hmm. Like he just looks fun. Everything about him looks great.
So I didn't actually see how his little dudes work.
Oh, I didn't see
How
that.
does that work?
I didn't see that part either.
Man, I missed it. Because I was wondering, I was like, because I saw his major stuff, like the teleport slam and the fact that he's a ninja. But then people were talking about like, yo, Jacko and KI confirmed. I'm like, wait a second, Gargos has like little minion dudes? So I didn't see it. Blows me away. Because it seems like he's got so much already.
Yeah, and I think with him that makes all the KI casts outside of Idol. Right?
Yeah, the original casts, the first two games.
No Idol.
Oh, okay, they're apparently supers? Huh, interesting.
And one of the things I like is that apparently he has two different walks. First round, he walks a specific way, like just very cocky and arrogant. Next round, he's kind of hesitant, offensive, or something like that. Like he actually has personality.
That's
Like
really cool.
It shows. I like stuff like that.
That's
cool.
actually really awesome.
Like this is the other thing. Like when I say I have a lot of faith with the KI guys, like people may not like the game, they may not like the scene, whatever, but the people behind KI are doing an amazing job trying to make people like this game. They're doing an amazing job with the game. And I'm sorry, let me rephrase it. It's not that they're doing an amazing job trying to make people like the game. They're doing what they want, and it's working.
Yeah,
that doesn't always work,
yourself.
but they're doing a good job of making it work.
Yeah, it's from the outside looking in, it looks great to me. I don't play this game. I've never played this game, but it looks so fun. It looks good. Everything I see for it, especially the past like 7 months, it's been just knocking my socks off. I'm not wearing socks right now because it knocked my socks off. I'd show you, but that goes against Twitch rules.
Too hot for Twitch TV.
Mm-hmm.
But also coming up is, I believe it is Wednesday morning. The Japanese version of Revelator will be unlocking if you have it, or if you are going to get it.
And it is how much?
I actually don't remember exactly how much it costs.
I think it's like 68,000 or something like that.
Yeah, I want to say it's the same price as Sign was, but I can't remember.
Still waiting on that Steam version, baby.
I mean, you're gonna be waiting for a while because you remember when
It was like a year, right?
when Sign came out on Steam. I don't think it was quite a year, but they didn't really announce it that long beforehand. It was like, oh yeah, it's coming out 2 months from now. You're like, what?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I got Seg's PS4, and it's already got Last Blade 2 on it, so might as well continue.
But it still
that
doesn't have
trend.
Street Fighter 5 on it,
It
right?
still has Street Fighter 5. I don't think it was supposed to. No, it's okay. I don't want to play in 8 frames of lag anyway. I like my PC version.
Well, plus the thing. Well, that's the thing too, is that the PC version of Sign has a bunch less lag than the console versions, and we only play on console.
Yep.
Yeah.
So
I don't
And
think that's something we're
standard
going to shake though.
for-
We're just going to get used to that.
Yeah,
Right.
the standard for Street Fighter 5 on Capcom Pro Tour is PS4, right?
Right.
yeah,
Okay, so in that case, it's more beneficial playing on PS4 than it is on PC
Yeah. Definitely.
because you're gonna get adjusted to how the PC version feels with less delay, and then your reactions are gonna be way off.
Mm-hmm.
You need to play on the laggy version. Get used to that.
Get used to
That molasses.
that underwater feeling, huh?
Uh huh.
well, I know that's why a lot of people were asking. A lot of people just been bringing it up, like, hey, is this input delay in the PS4 version intentional? Because they just want an answer. Like, if it was intentional, okay, well, everybody's just going to have to eat that. And if it just so happens that it's on PS4 and not PC, shouldn't you guys be doing something about it? So
That's that would be the optimal thing to do, but as we've seen so far, this is a very strange saga for this game.
yeah.
Every other
Yeah.
game that has come out for PS4 hasn't had this issue, and other issues that it's had. But I mean,
Well, are we sure that they haven't had this issue?
I don't know. Like, nobody's really complained about it, so you never know. Like, people talked about this when Street Fighter V first came out, and then they forgot about it, and then Snake Eyes brought it up again in DreamHack, and yeah, now it's an issue again.
Well, and of course, there's the whole thing going around that maybe legacy controllers don't have as much lag. It's just a huge mess.
Yeah.
There's that video I remember seeing. Yeah, okay, here you go. So Street Fighter V has 145 ms, or averages 137 ms of lag. And then Mortal Kombat X, 29 ms. So yeah, that's a huge fucking difference.
Whew.
And Skullgirls is 28.
Hey. Well,
But
I
the
wonder how much
kicker is-
Halo 14 is gonna have. Oh man.
Yeah, we'll see. But like the kicker is, Street Fighter 4 had less lag on PS4 than
In PC.
PS5 or Street Fighter 5. And the fun thing is, Street Fighter 4 was ported to PS4, while Street Fighter 5 was built for PS4.
Well, you got to remember though, when PS4 SF4 came out, it was laggy as shit, and they fixed it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was bad. It was just a horrible.
So
game.
there's hope from a lot of people that maybe this means they have the ability to fix 5 too.
Somebody said they did it on purpose for like just input reasons, and I can't believe that. I don't see
There's-
why you would ever.
Well,
do
there's
that.
been a lot of theories thrown around about why, if it was intentional, they could have or would have done it, but nobody knows until Capcom releases some kind of statement,
Mhm.
and so it's just a big meme. And
What is
some
it,
angry
angry?
people.
Oh,
Lots of
very
angry people. Yes, around the world. Hey, at least people
So
talk
now
about
you
the
were
game,
talking
though.
about KOF 14.
I was talking about KOF 14 because this weekend we had just about all the KOF 14 you could handle. I think we've gotten to consume more of this game in the pre-production period than we got of KOF 13 in pre-production, both in console and arcade, and all the other games before that, obviously.
Before we go on, can we officially change the name of KOF 14 to King of Damage 14?
King of Damage 14. I would totally second that because it's a high damage game. It's going to hurt when you get touched all the time. Nothing's going to be below 30%.
I mean, I like that though, especially because it's a 3-character game. Like,
I'm fine
you get
with it.
tagged and lose, you still got 2 more rounds.
I'm fine with that. I still think, you should get a chance at life, maybe 3 before your character dies. And you kind of
3
get
is
that
definitely good, and then 2 if it's like you're spending everything,
Right, yeah.
Yeah.
So obviously, a lot of people were talking about it all weekend. I wrote a little something about it, but mainly I'm really enjoying how the game looks and how it runs. And it's a lot like it was at PSX, where I went in there with some misgivings. I was like, oh man, we had a lot of controversy surrounding how it looks, and none of us knows how it plays. So here goes, and it played fine. So It was nice to see a lot of people with a more fleshed out cast get some more time with it, and just able to discover stuff. And we discovered a lot of shit. There's some stuff left over from 13. There's some stuff they brought back from 98. And I guess 02 in a way. And then there's some new stuff in terms of, how they interpreted some of these characters. Like a big one for me is Kim. In 13, in order to juggle off of Ford A beyond doing the hard knockdown, you had to do EX Air Hongetsuzan, right? Mm-hmm. Now it's, if you juggle with it, all you gotta do is just Air Hongetsuzan Super, and it juggles. Even though it's a hard knockdown still. That is some weird shit.
It's pretty cool.
Yeah. Other stuff is, other stuff is cool. Terry, EX Power Charge is wall bounce. And wall bounce is actually, I think, a pretty cool mechanic, because I saw this happen with Iori, but he did a stand blowback against somebody and they wall bounced, and then he changed it into his ground fireball. Ground fireball hits, restands the opponent. I thought that was really cool. I was like, oh man, people are gonna hate this, but I'm going to love it for the 1 month that nobody else remembers that works that way. But yeah, I just think it's a very solid game, and everybody's gonna want the visuals to get touched up, which is totally doable. But the one thing that I'm just not comfortable with right now is just that meter gain, man. Just I don't want to say there's too much too soon, but it feels like you just have a bar at all times. I barely ever saw somebody without one bar.
Yeah, I don't know. It's just it's almost kind of like 98 in that way, where a jab or a fierce just give you a fat grip.
Yeah.
Doing Twitch cancels give you a fat grip. Everything was kind of more like the same number across the board. So just whatever you could do to get that.
I feel like the meter situation is probably because they assumed that stuff like blowbacks are going to be super important, but it's always a struggle to make that importance on par with the damage a super can do. Mm-hmm. It's like maybe I'll just hold my meter, because even if I would blow you back, I'd rather still keep that meter for the next character anyway. It's like, I can lose that guy, because if I hit you, I still have that meter next round, and it's going to be worth so much more in damage than it is to avoid.
Well, here's something else that I saw in it, but apparently in this game, and people are telling me this is in the old games too, but when you lose a character, you get a free stock. And it's not like you just get the ability to gain another level, they give it to you. They give you the bar. So, yeah, if you run in there and you're just like, okay, I got this guy down to some pretty low health, I'm maxed out, I could just lose this character and get 4 bars.
Yeah.
I'm not sure how I feel about that. I'm still not that happy with it in some situations, but I mean, yeah, if you want to use blowbacks and guard cancels, you're going to have plenty of opportunities to. Obviously, since this is day 0, we didn't see everybody playing the best defense. But I can imagine that, once people start feeling more comfortable with the guard cancel moves, having a bar on hand at all times kind of makes it a little more comfortable in the neutral.
Yeah. It's a little weird, though, because obviously we can't do EXs like out the wazoo anymore. You have to be in max mode. Not that I don't think people wouldn't just activate really quickly anyways,
yes.
and like be in max mode. At the same time, it makes me wonder how good moves are going to be in general, because in other games, people had supers, but supers weren't like reversals necessarily. They weren't super fast. They were more just damage enders, You would use a super to get you big damage at the end. So it makes you think, is that how supers are going to be? Are they going to be not so good unless you like spend more bar? But I'm sure they're going to be good at this point. So having more meter might be a bit more detrimental than less meter. At the same time, maybe they already know that, but because it's testing phase, they want people to have more meter at the moment. So they might tone it down once it finally goes gold or something like that. That could be a possibility.
Well, I think the thing that you wanted to avoid is max mode turning into your bread and butter.
Yeah.
We saw a lot of people just max mode combos all the time, and they wouldn't even spend meter after the end of the max mode every time. Sometimes you can get like with Rio, you get 60% with just one bar for the max mode. That's it. Maybe even more.
Yeah, it almost feels like, because of the way max mode is working right now, it almost should have been like HD, where it's a separate meter.
I have been racking my brain about that the entire weekend, because I know nobody wants to go back to HD.
No, I completely agree with you,
Yeah.
but it seems like the way they're developing it, they're almost developing it as sort of the replacement for HD, and it's like trying to find the happy medium. It's going to be rough.
Yeah. Because you basically gave them 3 chances to do it at the minimum, and the damage doesn't scale. Like in 02 OG, talking with Laban, we were discussing how it worked, how max mode worked in 02, and there was a damage debuff there in 02 when you activated. That isn't present here, and if it is present, it's not working that well.
Well, it was like Arcade 13, where everyone said there was definitely scaling, but there was no scaling. Like,
not enough to make a difference.
The only thing that mattered in Arcade was that Neomax was 3 bars in HD. Mm-hmm. Once they removed that, it was like everybody's got 100%.
Yeah, but it's gonna be something they need to look at, and I've been saying this for a while. Like, I love this high damage shit. It doesn't bother me, but I know it's gonna be a huge issue once the game drops and people are playing in tournaments.
And it's not just that. Like, well, go ahead, continue.
It's basically you're gonna get one touch, like you said with Rio. You have 1 meter, no super. 1 meter gives you 60 to 70% damage. And off of that, to make it even worse, off of that, Rio has a 50-50 right afterwards. He can go with another overhead or he can go low.
Yep.
And his overhead is really fucking good.
And it leads right back into freaking max mode.
Yeah, right back in big damage. The good thing is, you don't build meter when you're in max mode. So that's good.
Yeah.
And also,
well, that's a good balance.
the other thing I think I saw is throws actually give you meter now. When you get
it's
thrown,
weird.
you receive meter, because before in King of Fighters, when you get thrown, you get nothing.
That was a
It's like
strat.
your life is gone, but you don't build meter.
That was actually actually a strong strat too, because if you didn't want your opponent gaining a ton of meter, which they did in 13 for getting hit, you just toss them and then go for a big damage combo, hopefully kill them.
Well, even in this, you offense or defense, you gain a shit ton of meter. It's almost equal from what it looks like. Like the defensive player gets slightly less meter, but they still build meter at almost the same pace as the player on offense.
I mean,
that's something I don't like. I really hated that in 13 when they made that change for console.
Well, you actually got more meter in 13 for it was like a ton.
Yeah, you got a shit ton of meter in 13. Holy crap, you got meter. And I hated that so much because on defense, it's like, let me get hit. And, hey, look, I built a bar. All right, cool. Let's do something. I understand, people need it for blowbacks. People need it to try to make a comeback, but still, play better defense. I don't know. It's easy to say that, but it's just a mechanic that really bugged me.
It's KOF. Nobody blocks in KOF, man.
I think it's always really hard to find a good risk-reward meter management system.
Yeah.
And I feel like, sadly, KOF hasn't really had a good track record with that. So
It's
I don't
definitely
know
been
what
a
the
struggle.
answer is, to be completely honest.
It's been a struggle so far as how do they make it so playing defensively does reward you, but at the same time they want you to be aggressive.
Yeah.
I think the best answer is offering different modes of play. 98 probably had it best where they let you play the charge, extra or advanced. We saw that with CVS2 where they gave you 6 options for that. Maybe they didn't work out as well as they wanted it to, but at least they were working on it,
Mm-hmm.
Giving players the option to play characters in multiple different schools of of styles and whatnot, I think only helps the game. But that in itself is hard to balance also too, because you can just have a character who's just really aggressive in a defensive groove.
Yeah.
And it works out perfectly for them. So,
well, you know what the answer isn't? It's not put custom combos in the game.
No.
As we've all seen, that never ends up working out.
Never ends well.
Unless you're just somebody who really likes doing custom combos, and then you'd love it.
Mm-hmm.
You got no A groups, please. No A groups.
Something they did put in this game. They gave Kay Fafnir.
Yeah.
And it's safe on block apparently.
So it's
What?
Who would have thought? It's -1, but
yeah, it's safe on block basically. You're not doing anything to it.
there might be 0 frame slippers. Who knows? We'll see.
EX Rochinagi maybe.
Because they're making good changes so far. Like K, for instance. K historically is usually plus on block after some of his
Meaty Ein Trigger. Yeah.
trigger bullshit. Now everything is punishable except for Fafnir. I don't know what it's called, so we're calling it Fafnir.
I'm Fafnir.
He's got a couple of new moves that look pretty cool though. Like he's got, I guess that would be his his meterless heat trigger. Basically, he just rushes forward and hits you with his palm.
Maybe.
Set you on fire.
I'm looking it up right now. So, but there are some neat additions they made, and there are some things that I personally don't agree with. Giving Ioti more tools, giving Kill more
God, please.
There's absolutely no reason to do that for either of those characters.
Like I said, we get it. He's fucking good.
And yet, Vice is KOF 13 Vice.
Almost.
So here's the thing: she's KOF 13 Vice, but she can only get 1 anywhere juggle.
Yeah.
They have.
Okay, so she's
system.
Worse.
Yes.
Excellent.
And she has to obviously be in max mode, and she's one of those people that'll probably raw activate max mode, and people just get scared to get knocked down.
Mm-hmm.
It sucks that she doesn't have a lot of the other stuff she's had in other games. Like anti-air sleeve would be cool.
Yeah, that was great.
She doesn't have shoulder charge, I don't think, in this.
Leg slicer's not there.
Does.
Leg slice is not
She
there.
should have it at least.
Look at her moves.
What about her many kicks move?
Yeah,
that
the
thing?
leg slicer. That one's not
they,
in there.
they got rid of that. It sucks.
But
They
it's
could've
just
made it good.
if you're gonna be giving people more options, she didn't have a ton of options in 13 to begin with. She just kind of lucked out with HD helping her out.
HD.
She had a good
the
baby.
sweep that nobody was ever nobody ever wanted to use it, but her sweep has actually got really good range, and she could get EX sleeve off of it. So
Yeah, it's true.
definitely not the fairest character in the game, but still, I liked how she looks in 14 at least though. I don't think she looks too horribly nerfed, and I think she will probably still be better than Mature. I don't think Mature. I think everybody was hyped for Mature, but I don't think she looks any different. I don't think she'll be that good.
This new move of K's is called Second Knuckle.
Second Knuckle,
Yeah,
of course.
because everything after Ein Trigger is called Second something.
No, sorry, second
it's a second
shell,
knuckle.
Second Fafnir.
second
Yeah,
Fafnir.
second
Yeah,
Fafnir.
second Fafnir.
That's what
Second
we'll call
Fafnir.
it. But
Second flame punch.
one thing I think that we can confirm now, after seeing it played at Sunfest, is that when we were talking about this a few weeks ago, that some characters are definitely further along in development than others. You can definitely see that. They didn't come out. No one said it, but it's just obvious as fuck. You can see, and that gives me more hope for some of the characters in terms of design, or not design, just graphics and gameplay stuff. We'll see. Also, King of Dinosaurs.
King of Dinosaurs is everybody's favorite new grappler.
He's the best looking character in the game.
Yeah.
Hands down. And he's got amazing normals. And he's going to grab the shit out of you, and he's going to slash the shit out of you. He's going to fight you. He's the king of dinosaurs.
I'm glad that he is not getting, like, I'm glad that Redacted doesn't get big fall as easily as he does.
Yeah.
Redacted.
Redacted.
Dude, freaking Frito was just big falling everybody. And I'm like, wow, that thing looks ridiculous.
Here's one thing that we need to talk about. Redacted had Big Fall, while King of Dinosaurs has Super Zetsmets Hurricane. Okay.
My bad.
There's a difference.
He says Big Fall.
Does he?
Yeah, he just shouts Big Fall.
Oh man.
Yeah, he surfs on you.
Then he's channeling his inner Redacted.
Yeah, he is.
I mean, go him.
Is it double half circles now?
Yeah, it's been like that in King of Fighters.
Yeah, it was like that in 2003.
Oh, so it only was the 720 and
Mark of the Wolves. Yeah.
Okay.
Mark of the Wolves, for whatever reason, it's like, hey, yeah, let's just give people 360s. We don't do this in SNK games. So let's do it. And the greatest thing is, it was a last-minute decision because it's still in the code of the game to have all the different supers, like easy mode supers and hard mode supers.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it's great.
Legends of SNK with Gibby. No, I mean, I liked him. I mean, I don't even like grappler characters usually, but he looks pretty cool. So I definitely think he needs an alt skin, though. And his alt skin needs to be a gold suit. And he needs to have an alternate intro where he steps out of a limo with many beautiful women popping champagne bottles. And then he just like, and then he suplexes the limo.
Yeah, I'm all for that.
Yeah. I think
I'm all for that.
you can have like a ton of personality with that character, just waiting to happen.
Yeah,
But
there's a lot of potential for that character.
not everybody seemed to really enjoy the game, both playing it and watching it. They obviously ran a tournament for it on Sunday. I believe Shanghai took that one.
What? Shanghai? Shanghai won a King of
Shanghai.
Fighters?
I thought Shanghai only played Street Fighter 4. Now he's playing King of Fighters 14. What are we going to do, guys? This fraud Shanghai thinks he can play KOF. All because he won some side tournament at EVO last year in 13.
He won the
Devaluing the win.
Hey, I've played Shanghai in pools. He's nothing special.
Did Shanghai beat you?
Barely. That's how I know he's nothing
Barely.
special. And he
You know what
and he ducked Reynolds at NCR this year for the grudge match.
Oh, you know, actually, I played Shanghai.
In
Now that I
13?
think about it. Yeah, I think I did like the first year.
Yeah, Shanghai in your pool the first year.
Yeah.
I think I
He's
have
alright.
never played Shanghai in anything, and it really upsets me, especially the first year he came to EVO, because they had like a KOF 98 setup with him, and he was beating the shit out of people. No one called him, said anything to me. I was very upset. I yelled at a lot of people about it. I was mad. And yeah, that was it.
You can get your revenge, man.
What revenge?
Just for
Yeah, it's not really revenge if they haven't played.
that's
Yeah,
true, yeah.
like I just wanted to play him. That's it.
Well, your revenge for being slighted, I guess. You know, your satisfaction.
Stop trying to backpedal.
I don't know. I'm just trying to make
Either
it.
way.
We're all actually just watching
Just watching Walkman play the
You know that,
Overwatch.
right? I
I'm watching
literally,
it live.
I'm just like watching this tiny ass screen of him playing Overwatch, and I'm like, God, I wish my PC didn't suck.
Hey, we're working on it.
All right, so we've been saving this topic for when Alex gets here. Alex,
What
there's
did
a
I
thing
do?
that you found on Spotify?
Oh shit! Yo, let me bring it up. Hold on. Fuck. I'm actually excited about this.
God, you guys would be excited about this.
All right, so hold on. So, the other day, somebody pointed out that there's like an official Dark Souls or Demons or whatever the fuck game 3.
Souls.
Yeah, playlist on Spotify, right? Like officially released by Sony. It's fucking, the music you would expect those kind of people that play those games to listen to, which is fine. We all fucking listen to some horrible shit. So it got me thinking, what other games do this? And fucking what was on the forefront of my mind, Street Fighter V, because I think of nothing else. Like I really want to think about other things, but it takes me like 8 something or other to think of something else, and I just get bored and forget about it. So I just go back to Street Fighter V. So if you go on Spotify right now and just look up Street Fighter V, it gives you an official PlayStation Music curated playlist with 15 songs. The description: Hadouken your way to victory, or Hadouken your way to victory to an eclectic mix of tracks each inspired by the characters of Street Fighter V. So here we go. There's a different couple of songs there. If you guys want to follow along, there's some good shit. I was actually talking to Chris about this a little earlier last week. How you have every kind of genre here. We got the Gypsy Kings, like you have Chiari, you have Pon Pon Pon. Yeah, there's the Beatles, Wu-Tang Clan.
What? And this is supposed to like these are supposed to make you think of Street Fighter characters.
Yeah, that's what I'm getting from the description here, where they're supposed to kind of be representative, or they're inspired by the characters, right?
Mm-hmm.
So we have the Prodigy, Firestarter, like I don't know, Dawson, I guess. Danger Zone, that has to be Guile. Like Anarchy in the UK, the
Birdie.
Cammy? Oh yeah, Birdie.
No,
I forgot.
Birdie.
Yeah, it's Birdie. Yeah. Let's see. So what else? You got the Sergio Mendes and the Black Eyed Peas, más que nada. Like fuck. There's a Mexican character in there now.
Maybe El Fuerte's coming back. I don't know.
I still say for the DLC characters, my submission for Guile is On Bended Knee by Boyz II Men, because that dude always crouched.
Wow. That's pretty good.
Yeah.
So the Pon 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 there, I'm like,
how is Ken's theme not Them Bones?
Right?
It's like perfect.
I'm glad we're on the same page here.
Yeah.
The Street Fighter 2 animated movie gave us the best rendition of Ken ever, where he's driving down a highway in his open top Porsche with his girlfriend at the time, and he just tells her, "We should get married." And Alice in Chains is playing in the background. I'm like, fuck. And then he has an entire flashback about almost dying while hanging out with Ryu, and then he's about to get hit in a head-on collision by a semi that he barely dodges, and we still have Alice in Chains playing. Yeah, just playing in the background. Fucking Lane Staley back there just hitting them notes.
Yeah, I was gonna say Sergio Mendes is Brazilian, so
I know. I'm being a jackass.
Yeah, okay, just making sure.
Yeah.
Good lord.
Yeah. The one that really stands out to me, and Chris and I were, put on our Theory Fighter conspiracy hats, is the Rammstein inclusion. So it's Sun. There's no German character that I can think of.
And there's nobody I can think of that would even relate to this in any way.
Yeah. It's not it's this fucking, what was that song about? It's about drug abuse, if I remember right.
Yeah.
The sun rising.
Yeah.
Basically what it is. I mean, the fucking music video is great because you have the Snow White theme, but she's hooked on glass apples or something.
Glass apples and heavy.
Yeah, man. Yeah. Just trying to live the TO life or something. So the thing is, there's no German character, and there's no one that's currently even remotely has the whole edgelord thing of having German names in their move lists.
No goths, no industrial sounding looking people.
Nobody's super edgelordy.
No funky haircuts.
Yeah, and we know Bison's definitively Thai from
right.
from most of their source material. So I just started thinking about our conspiracy facts that we put on, and it's wasn't there a rumored other character way early on that everyone kind of forgot about? And I just fucking put up Street Fighter V rumors in Google, and immediately I got Eisbahn, which is you can still see it, I think, in the billboard of the UK stage. And this was supposed to be like, you know, some rumored German character that has some kind of weird power or something or other. But it's still there. So what are they telling us? Are they just leaving something in plain sight the entire time? And did fucking, you know, Sony just happen to like read some source material and just decided it was like, oh, well, fucking this character's going to be out sooner or later. Let's just throw Rammstein in there.
I don't know, man. Like, Nikali and Nash are both pretty big edgelord characters now.
But you wouldn't give... I don't think you'd give Nikali...
The imagery used for him totally looks like somebody who would enjoy Rammstein.
Yeah.
Well, here's the thing. You said the song is about the sun rising or something like that?
Yeah.
Is it about Rue? Like, he's from the land of the rising sun.
Damn it, Gibby, why aren't you there when fucking me and Chris are like sciencing this stuff out? You solved the mystery in like 2 seconds.
Yeah.
Now I feel like a dumbass.
Yeah.
Fuck, all right,
Some of these are just really confusing, though. Like the Church's song.
The Kyari Prami one, I don't know who that's supposed to be. Maybe
Weren't we
Mika.
thinking, like, yeah, I was thinking it's either Mika or Karin. They're the only other Japanese representatives.
So she. He's a weeb.
No, Karin is definitely the Namiya Muro one, or either that. Yeah, that's got to be her.
Who's the Wu-Tang Clan? Is that fine?
God.
See, the other thing is, how many tracks are on this?
This is 15.
15, and the original cast is 16.
Yeah, so there's somebody missing.
Yeah, there's someone missing, or there's something in there for Alex or Guile or one of the future DLC characters or whatever.
I always thought that the Danger Zone inclusion was maybe encompassing both Nash and Guile, just because of the old, you know, Air Force thing.
But I think maybe Rammstein is for Nash. I don't know.
He's not German.
But he's like super edgelordy now because he's like,
he's kind of edgelordy, but
my face.
Capcom has always made it a point to remind you that Charlie is like a half Japanese or like a quarter Japanese.
That's true.
Or something.
Yeah.
It's like, look, he can throw booms with one hand and his feet. What the fuck are you doing, Guile, with your American ass over there? Huh?
Need both hands to make one boom.
I'm still saying I still don't. You can come up with some things, but like the Church's song, I definitely don't understand.
I don't get the Church's song whatsoever. Actually,
it totally loses me.
This playlist, by the way, like I tried to sit with it, and I was like, this fucking sucks,
dude. Just looking like the songs that are like one up against each other, like the Church's song right up against the Sex Pistols song, right up against CKY, right up against the Gypsy Kings, like. You can't listen to that in succession.
No, there's
impossible.
There's no transition here because it's just like you start off with Prodigy setting the tone over here. You got Firestarter, and it's like, okay,
it's like you're at a bad bar with the DJ who just got a set of tables and he's just train wrecking every song into one another.
God, just like no fade, no transition, just like you guys ready to get the party started? With the fire started?
Turns on Walk Like an Egyptian or some shit. And he's like, wait a minute, press the wrong button. Oh shit. What's that like, Simpsons one where he's trying to play freaking he's trying to play that song, keeps on playing Monster Mash?
This one goes out to all the lovers out there. You did the mash,
doggone it. It's like a SDR pre-sale playlist.
Like this, it's pretty butt. Like there's no transition anywhere. Like you go from Firestarter to fucking like Danger Zone in this fucking Rammstein over here. Churches sucks. All right, like
man, you know, your opinion, man. I enjoy it.
Okay, like Sex Pistols, that's whatever.
Sex Pistols does suck.
Can't Kill Yourself. CKY is cool. It's just this is the most played out song.
No, CKY was never cool.
CKY is alright. CKY is okay.
You take that fucking back.
They have a guitarist from Stuck Mojo.
They have the hottest pile of garbage that I've ever listened to.
It's only because they are related to Bam Margera. They're never going to live that down.
Look, what we need to do is get a hold of whoever the fuck put this playlist together at Capcom and be like, we can have the SDR cast and audience curated playlist for your characters.
Well, then Harrison's not going to have anything to do.
Wow, if this is Harrison's musical taste, we need to have a fucking sit down with this guy.
Because I've talked to Harrison before about music, and I'm just he won't give you a straight answer. So I think this is him, like, you know, crying out for help.
How are you gonna go from the fucking Beatles and the Sergio Mendes? Like, what is this transition?
I mean, it's definitely not Hans because it would be all like, trip hop and shit.
Yeah. It's like, Hans, this is just a fucking new Hobbit CD. It's like,
it's fucking hot, bro. Like,
yeah.
This my shit.
It's like you just took 5 tracks from the Samurai Champloo album. Like, look, Ryu's basically a samurai, right? Like, fuck.
Oh, man. Okay, so do we have anything else? Obviously, for those who don't know, we are going to be ending a little bit early today, as close to 8 as possible without going over, because this channel is going to be taken over by Overwatch hype.
Well, it's already taken over by Overwatch, thanks.
I mean, that's true. I can't even argue that.
I'm getting more and more mad because I loaded the game and I'm doing the show, but Tony did the smart idea, just muting that part.
Yep.
Yeah.
He's definitely smarter than you.
I could be shooting his ass right now.
So there are 2 things I wanted to bring up before we close out. One is our good friend Metaphysics, who is Hellpocket's co-commentator for the King of Fighters 13 and hopefully 14. We'll see.
Mm-hmm.
He is making these here shirt designs and putting them up on Teespring. He's gonna see how this one goes, and he's gonna go through with it even after this one. But if you support his shirts, get his shirts and everything, he's gonna be able to go out to more events, and drop some KOF knowledge, jump on commentary, and he's an all-around good person.
Reel me in when I get out of sorts.
Yeah, he's good people. I do like the shirt. It's very simple. It's got, I think that's supposed to be me on it. Not sure. Kind of looks like me. I put it in chat for those of you who can't see it. And it's teespring.com/unleash the beast. Has nothing to do with Daigo. Okay, just gonna throw that out there because 2 people already linked this. Who was like, "Oh, is this a Daigo shirt?" Looks nothing like.
Should have said yes.
Mm-hmm. Should have said yes. Has everything to do with Daigo.
This is Daigo's persona.
Yeah.
Wow.
Wow. Okay. Yeah. So
I'm gonna go excuse myself.
Yeah. So go support him. He's gonna be releasing more shirts in the future. I don't know how often he's gonna put out shirts. He's busy with a day job and life, but he does want to put out a lot of stuff because he's an artist and he's trying to improve his craft. So hopefully he puts out some better stuff.
Hope he makes some more shirts for us or something.
He's got some pretty sick stuff, sick shit out there, and I like it.
He's got some cool ideas that may or may not have come from my brain or your brain.
Yeah, or our brains. So yeah, there's that. And then the other thing I wanted to bring up, we touched upon this before in the past, and the word trumpet is what we came out with it. We've been trying to. We used to talk about.
Wow, I did it again.
Yeah, you did it again, dumbass. So we used to talk about translating Japanese fighting game terminology into English, and we tried to understand it. Yeah, trombone. I'm sorry, I don't know why. It's the same thing. Trumpet and trombone, whatever. Different instrument, same thing. But fighting game ESL and Hagoda have been putting together lists of words translated from Japanese to English to make it easier to understand all this. I wanted just to give them a shout out. Go follow them on Twitter. If you have any questions, ask them. There should be, I think there's a Google Doc up right now that one of them have, but they just compile a bunch of words that when you throw in Google Translate, say tromboner, and it actually translates into Oki or some dumb shit.
Yes.
So yeah, give them a follow on Twitter. Fighting Game ESL is at Fighting Game ESL, and Hagoda is at Hagoda, Hagure. Good. I know Hagoda personally. Good person, fellow Dragon Quest fan. I do not know Fighting Game ESL, but he speaks Japanese and reads Japanese. He's obviously a Dragon Quest fan, and they are doing something that we have wanted and needed for a long time because it's so goddamn hard translating some of this shit. And yeah, they're doing the community a good service right now.
Keep it up.
So give them a follow. And if you have any questions, ask them. I'm sure they're more than happy to answer. Fighting Game ESL seems like good people, and Hagoda is an amazing person. He's also a Dragon Quest fan. I'm going to keep saying that.
Yeah, I was about to say, we're just going to run it back really quickly.
Yeah. So go hit them up. And yeah, they're doing nothing but good things right now for the scene in terms of translation.
Shout out to those guys.
All right. Anything else?
I think Combo Breakers this weekend, isn't it?
Oh yeah.
Yes, Combo Breakers this weekend. our guest from last week is prepping for it. You know, our fellow bearded brother, Chris.
Shout outs to the Hado.
There you go. I was waiting for you. You forgot his name. Man.
I'm almost not saying his name because he keeps bringing up the barbecue story, and I don't want to talk about that.
Because you're
gonna have to hold that shit forever.
Mm-mm.
Yeah, but be sure to tune into that. Did they say where it's being streamed? Yeah.
I think it's gonna be on this channel.
All right, on Team Spooky, and we would assume that Capcom or Street Fighter V stuff will be on Capcom Finest.
No, it's all gonna be on this one.
I assume since they said, what was it? They were saying 5 streams, that it's gonna kind of be all over a bunch of the
Capcom got a tweet fly today saying that the finals were gonna be on Spooky's channel. So I don't. It's probably because it's only a ranking event.
Oh yeah, that could be it. So we'll see. He did say that he would announce it. I may have missed the announcement. I haven't been paying much attention to Twitter outside of like late midnight posts maybe.
All I hear is
he was saying he was hoping to have it up by the end of the week. So you never know. He could have. It could have. Because he was. I remember seeing some tweets about him getting his ass kicked by week before tournament stuff. So
yeah. Also, throwing this out there, if you have an extra copy of Overwatch or Street Fighter V for the not the PlayStation, PC platform, send it my way. I will gladly take it. I need something to do in this.
Just kind of getting it in there.
Like. Yeah. Just
I mean, I respect it. You know what? I respect the hustle. I can't even lie.
Gotta get in somehow, right?
I will compensate you with hair trimmings if you'd like. I have plenty of.
Jesus.
You can clone me and beat the shit out of me.
Nice wall, Tony.
That's like the only way that's gonna happen.
Thank you.
Yeah, that's a good wall.
So yeah, anything else any of us have talked about?
I think I'm good.
Wait, what did I miss?
Reminding everybody I'm going.
We talked about the CPT rules.
Oh, okay. Well, I have nothing to bring to.
And then we talked about KOF 14.
I forgot to mention this earlier, but with Metaphysics, follow him at Twitter or on Twitter at meta_Abe.
Mm-hmm.
That's where he's going to put up a lot of his art, his designs, everything. He also puts it up on his Instagram. I think it's the same name. I don't know who uses Instagram for him. But, yeah, go check him out on Twitter. Follow
really cool guy. My better half in commentary, and he will be joining me whenever I'm on commentary for KOF. So, yeah.
Oh, okay, so the schedule is up for Combo Breaker. The streams are Team Spooky, BG Callisto, VG Bootcamp, Tekken, and Event Horizon. So
okay, and have they mentioned what the stream for Gumbo Maker is going to be?
That's gonna be
I think that's going to be Walkman.
Like Periscope or something.
Okay.
Walkman periscoping as he plays Overwatch.
And making gumbo. Gotcha. Yeah, shit.
So go to combobreaker.org if you're interested in checking out the event schedule / stream schedule.
And enjoy the show. I think we're done here.
Yeah, we are. We're good. Good. Everyone good. Done.
Done.
Mm-hmm.
Done.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Well, I'm a fucking god!
Shit. Actually, there was something I was gonna fucking mention since Gibby's just pimping himself out for a moment to ask for things. So I'm trying to get some money for a bunch of these prints and posters and stuff that I bought over the year. They're not that expensive, but there's quite a few of them. So from the number of prints and posters that I want to put up on my wall, I'm gonna need money for exactly 8 frames. So if you could all help me out.
Jesus Christ.
I just want to say, that's going to take a while.
I don't want to wait. We're done here.
Come on, dude. I thought we were friends here.
Nope. I hate you all, and I want you to suffer with me.
God damn. You're the one who keeps playing it. All right. Well, with that joke under our belt, thanks to everybody for listening to another episode of Super Desperation Radio. And from everybody here,
Old wall.
Good night and good luck.